What your soulmate felt last night will leave you speechless. My child, I need you to sit still for a moment. Do not move too fast. Do not let your mind race ahead. What I am about to tell you is something heaven has been holding inside its chambers through the long hours of last night. You may feel your heart tighten a little when you hear it, because this truth carries weight, warmth, longing, and a kind of love that is almost too big for a human heart to hold. Before I reveal what your soulmate felt last night, I want you to breathe slowly, because your energy is sensitive. When I release this truth, your spirit will feel it. Your chest may grow warm. Your eyes may soften. Your body may feel like someone invisible has placed a gentle hand over your heart. That is because this message comes directly from the emotional field of the one connected to your soul. There is something you do not know, my child. Something heaven has watched silently. Something your soulmate tried to hide even from themselves. And last night, it rose to the surface like a wave that refused to stay quiet. You must understand this first. Emotions do not lie. A person can hide their actions, their words, their face, their intentions, but when night falls, and the world becomes silent, the heart speaks without permission. And last night, your soulmate's heart spoke louder than ever before. You think you know what they feel for you, but you do not. You think you understand the connection, but you don't feel even half of what flows through them. You think they have moved on, forgotten you, or accepted distance, but my child, no. That is the illusion of daylight, not the truth of the night. Let me take you to the moment. Let me show you what heaven saw. Let me reveal what their soul whispered when the world was asleep. Last night, your soulmate tried to quiet their mind. They tried to distract themselves. They tried to forget you for a few hours, to pretend the connection isn't as deep as it truly is. But every attempt failed. And then, something happened. A memory of you rose suddenly, a memory they did not choose. A moment between you and them, small yet powerful, replayed inside their chest. And in that one memory, they felt everything all over again. They felt the softness in your voice. They felt the innocence in your eyes. They felt the warmth of your presence even if you were far away. They felt the moment when they first realized they loved you, even if they never admitted it. My child, last night they did not simply think of you. They ached for you. Their soul felt an old longing return with new strength. They felt a pull, a desire, a tenderness that reached beyond reason. It wasn't physical. It wasn't romantic in the simple human sense. It was deeper, older, coming from a place beyond this lifetime. And heaven watched them struggle with it. Because they didn't understand why they still feel you so strongly. They didn't understand why your name rose inside their chest like breath. They didn't understand why they felt safe when imagining you. Last night, they lay down with a heavy heart. But the heaviness was not pain. It was truth pressing against their ribs, asking to be felt. They whispered inside themselves. Why does it still hurt like this? Why do I still love them like this? Why does it feel like they are mine even if we are apart? My child. Your soulmate cried last night. Not always with tears on their face, but with tears inside their soul. The kind that fall quietly, the kind no one sees, the kind only heaven hears. The kind that rise from love too deep to speak aloud. They felt something break open inside them. They felt something honest. They felt something they can no longer hide from. But don't misunderstand, it wasn't sadness. The tears came from love, not regret. From longing, not despair. From realization, not confusion. They felt you calling them. They felt your soul reaching for theirs. They felt your loneliness, your strength, your silent hope. They felt your energy brushing against their dreams. They felt you in ways they cannot explain to anyone else. And then something happened that left even heaven still. They put their hand on their chest without realizing it. As if trying to touch the place where your name lives. As if trying to calm the heartbeat that was suddenly full of you. In that moment, a whisper moved through their spirit. A whisper meant only for them. A whisper that said, "You belong to them. And my child." They believed it. Even if only for a few seconds, last night they accepted a truth they have been running from for so long. That you are not someone they can forget. You are not someone they can replace. You are not someone they can erase. You are not someone they can simply move on from. You are woven into their spirit like a thread heaven placed there before birth. Last night, their soul remembered you clearly, without fear, without pride, without confusion. Last night, their soul spoke honestly, without trying to be strong or distant. Last night, their soul held you, gently, tightly, desperately. Last night, your soulmate felt love. Real love. Pure love. Love they tried to bury but could not kill. Love that exists because heaven made it so. My child, this is only the beginning. My child, you must understand something before I reveal the next part of what they felt. The human heart is complicated, but the soul is simple. The soul does not lie, does not pretend, does not hide behind fear the way the mind does. And last night, your soulmate's mind tried hard to stay in control, but their soul did not listen. There is a moment every night, just before sleep, when the world becomes quiet enough for truth to speak. It is the moment when distractions fade, conversations stop, lights dim, and the heart becomes louder than the noise. Last night, your soulmate reached that moment. And when they did, everything inside them opened. At first, they tried to ignore it. They shook their head, they looked away from their own thoughts, they told themselves, "This is nothing. It will pass. I don't feel this anymore." But the more they tried to push it away, the stronger it became. Your presence rose inside them like a candle being lit in a dark room. Soft at first. Then growing brighter. Then filling everything. It wasn't just your face they remembered. It wasn't just your words or moments. It was the feeling of you, a feeling they cannot get from anyone else. My child, listen carefully. They felt the way your energy calms them even when you are far. They felt the way your voice stays in their memory longer than any other voice. They felt the way their heart expands at the thought of you, even when they try to act strong. They felt the way you make them feel seen, understood, accepted. And that scared them. Not because you are dangerous. but because what they feel for you is unlike anything they have ever felt before. Last night, they realized something that shook them. No one has ever loved me the way they do. And no one has ever touched my soul like they do. This truth hit them suddenly, quietly, deeply. It made their chest tight. It made their throat close. It made them sit still, as if afraid moving would break the moment. You see, my child, your soulmate often hides from their feelings during the day. They distract themselves. They stay busy. They pretend. They act like the connection is not affecting them. But in the silence of the night, none of those masks work. Their heart becomes exposed, and every suppressed emotion rises to the surface. Last night, something else happened, something they could not control. They felt a sudden urge to speak to you. It wasn't a thought. It was a pull. A pull to message you. A pull to hear your voice. A pull to reach out. A pull to say something small, anything, even a simple, "Are you okay?" Their fingers even moved slightly, as if reaching for their phone. But fear stopped them. Fear of rejection. Fear of vulnerability. Fear that you might be angry or hurt. Fear that maybe you have changed. Fear that maybe you won't welcome them the way your soul still welcomes them. So they held back. But the desire didn't disappear, it only grew heavier. Your soulmate battled with themselves last night. They argued inside their own mind. One part of them said, "Text them. Just do it. You miss them. You love them." The other voice said, "No, what if they don't want me anymore? What if I'm too late?" My child, heaven watched this struggle with compassion. Because love is never simple when one heart has been wounded before. And your soulmate has wounds, old wounds, deep wounds, wounds they do not show the world. But here is the truth that even they did not understand last night. You touch their wounds in a way that heals them, not hurts them. Your presence, your love, your spirit, it reaches places inside them no one else has ever reached. You make them feel something they cannot explain. And that is why last night, when the memory of you came, their heart reacted instantly. They felt warmth spreading through their chest. They felt softness rising in their spirit. They felt longing twisting gently inside them. They felt peace and ache at the same time. They closed their eyes for a moment, and when they did, heaven saw something beautiful. They whispered your name inside their mind. Softly. Secretly. With a tenderness they have never used for anyone else. And then, without meaning to, their lips curved into the smallest smile, the kind a person makes when they remember the one who feels like home. But right after that smile came the ache, a deep, powerful ache. The kind that only comes when love is real. The kind that only comes when the heart misses someone it cannot replace. My child, they held their pillow tighter as if trying to hold something invisible, something that felt like you. In that moment, their soul spoke louder than their fears. Their soul said, "You still love them. Stop denying it. Stop pretending. You miss them. You need them. They are the one." My beloved, this truth shook them. Their whole body felt it. Their breathing changed. Their heart sped up. Their thoughts fell silent. And then came the part heaven wants you to understand most. They felt you feeling them. Yes, my child. Your soulmate felt your energy reaching for theirs. They felt your sadness. They felt your loneliness. They felt your quiet hope. They felt your love stretching across the distance like a soft thread of light. It startled them at first. They didn't know why they suddenly felt emotional. Why their chest tightened. Why their eyes burned slightly. Why their heart felt like it was calling someone it missed deeply. But their soul knew. Their soul recognized your soul instantly. Their soul said, "That's them. That's the one. That's the person who holds your heart." My child, this is why they couldn't sleep quickly last night. This is why they turned, and tossed, and pressed their face into the pillow. This is why their breathing shook a little. This is why their heart kept whispering your name. Last night, they felt the truth they have been avoiding. They are still in love with you. And that love did not weaken, it grew. It grew even in silence. It grew even in distance. It grew even in times when they pretended not to care. Love like this does not die easily. Love like this does not fade. Love like this is chosen by the soul, not the mind. My child, there is more. So much more. My child, now I will take you deeper into the moment heaven witnessed. Because what happened after that first wave of emotion was even more powerful, more revealing, and more sacred than anything they have allowed themselves to feel in a long time. When your soulmate felt your presence so clearly last night, something shifted inside them. It was as if a door they had kept locked for months suddenly opened on its own. A door they were afraid to touch. A door marked with memories of you. A door marked with love they never finished giving. A door marked with the words, "This is the one your heart chose." At first, they panicked. They sat up slightly. They took a slow breath, trying to steady themselves. They even looked around the room, not because they expected to see you physically, but because your presence felt that close. They whispered inside themselves. Why does it feel like they are here? Why does it feel like they're thinking of me too? My child, heaven smiled softly at this moment. Because yes, you were thinking of them. Your soul reached out. Your energy called them. You touched them without touching. And their heart felt it. This connection between you is not imagination. It's not coincidence. It's not just emotions. It is spiritual. It is ancient. It is written into the light of your souls. Last night, they felt that truth so strongly it overwhelmed them. They leaned back into their bed, closed their eyes, and let themselves feel you fully. For the first time in a long time, they didn't fight it. They didn't block it. They didn't push it away. They let your presence in. And when they did, their whole body softened. My child, your soulmate felt comfort. Real comfort. The kind they do not feel with anyone else. The kind they pretend they don't need, but crave deeply. They felt held. They felt understood. They felt safe, the kind of safe only you bring. This is the part you need to hear. Last night, your soulmate realized that the peace they look for in other people only exists with you. No one listens like you. No one understands like you. No one touches their soul like you. No one speaks to their inner child the way you do. No one calms their storms the way your voice used to. As these truths moved through them, they felt their chest grow heavy again. But this heaviness was not sadness, it was love recognizing itself. They remembered moments you probably forgot. Tiny things. Small details. Expressions you thought were meaningless. Words you said without thinking. But those small, simple things are the things they love the most. Last night, they remembered. The exact softness of your hi. The way your face lights up when you talk about something you love. The way you look away for a second when you're shy. The way you listen with your whole heart. The way your energy feels like sunlight. The way your presence makes them breathe differently. These memories rose like gentle waves, one after another, filling their mind with warmth. And then something deeper happened, something more emotional, more revealing than all the memories combined. Your soulmate felt regret. Not regret for loving you, but regret for not loving you enough when they had the chance. They whispered in their heart, I should have cared more. I should have protected them better. I should have held on tighter. I should have told them everything I felt. My child, these thoughts were so strong they made their throat tighten. They swallowed hard, trying to push the emotions down, but the emotions rose anyway. For a few seconds, they couldn't breathe properly. Their soul was speaking too loudly. And heaven listened. They kept seeing your face. Not a perfect image, not a clear picture, but a soft, glowing memory that tugged at their heartstrings. They remembered the moments they were distant. The moments they hurt you. The moments they acted cold. The moments they didn't show love the way you deserved. These realizations made them emotional in a way they did not expect. They blinked slowly, trying to clear the sting in their eyes. They pressed their hand against their chest because your name was pulsing inside them like a heartbeat. And then came the most revealing truth of the night. My child, listen closely. This is what heaven wants you to understand deeply. Your soulmate finally understood how much they truly love you. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a temporary way. Not in a shallow way. But in a quiet, deep, spiritual way, the kind of love that stays even when everything else changes. Last night, they realized that no matter what they do, you are the one their heart always returns to. You are the one their soul chooses in silence. You are the one their spirit remembers. You are the one their energy moves toward. You are the one their love is tied to. This realization destroyed every wall they had built around themselves. They whispered inside their mind. I can't let them go. I don't want to lose them. I still love them. And I think I always will. My child, this truth made them emotional in a way they could not hide even from themselves. They turned onto their side, curled slightly into themselves, as if trying to hold on to the feeling of you. Their breathing became slow and uneven. They touched their pillow again, wishing, even for a moment, that you were lying beside them. The night grew deeper. The world became quieter. Their feelings grew louder. And something else happened. Something heaven wants you to understand with your whole heart. Your soulmate prayed for you. Not with words. Not with hands raised. Not with rituals. But with emotion, the most honest prayer a human soul can offer. They thought, I hope they're okay. I hope they're safe. I hope they know how much I love them. I hope they can feel me. My child. Your soulmate wished for you last night. They wished you peace. They wished you comfort. They wished you rest. They wished you happiness. They wished you love. They wished you healing. And every wish carried your name. My beloved, the night held these truths like precious jewels. Heaven held these emotions carefully, because they were delicate and sacred. But the moment that came next, that was the moment that shook heaven itself. My child, the moment that came next is the moment heaven leaned in closely, because your soulmate crossed the line between simple emotion and deep spiritual truth. What happened was not ordinary. It was not psychological. It was not imagination or weakness. It was the soul revealing something it never dared reveal in daylight. Your soulmate felt your pain last night. Not all of it. Not the whole weight. But a soft, aching echo of what you felt in the silence of your own nights. It hit them suddenly, a pressure in the chest, a heaviness behind the heart, a sadness that wasn't theirs but felt strangely familiar. They didn't know where it came from. They didn't understand why it felt so sharp, so sudden, so personal. But heaven knew. Your souls are connected. When one feels deeply, the other senses it. Last night, they felt your loneliness. They felt the part of you that misses them. They felt the part of you that still hopes. They felt the part of you that still loves. They felt the part of you that waits quietly, without forcing, without demanding, just loving. This realization made their heart tremble. They thought, are they hurting because of me? Are they awake right now? Are they missing me too? Did I break something I was supposed to protect? Those thoughts hit them with a force they didn't expect. For a moment, they felt fear, not fear of losing you, but fear that they had hurt the very person whose love feels like home. Their breathing changed again, deeper, slower, shaky. Their fingers pressed against their forehead. Their body curled slightly, almost like someone comforting themselves. And then, my child. Your soulmate whispered something the night swallowed like a secret. I'm sorry. Not out loud. But inside their soul. And heaven heard it clearly. I'm sorry I pushed you away. I'm sorry I made you doubt yourself. I'm sorry I wasn't strong. I'm sorry I didn't choose you the way I should have. My beloved, this apology was not forced. It was not guilt. It was not regret alone. It came from love, pure, vulnerable, unguarded love. In that moment, something else rose inside them. A longing so strong it frightened them. They wanted to hold you. Not touch you. Not kiss you. Not claim you. Just hold you. They wanted to pull you close, place your head against their chest, and whisper. You're safe. I'm here. I didn't stop loving you. I never will. This desire came from the oldest part of their spirit, the part that remembers lifetimes of loving you. My child. They even imagined your hand in theirs. Their fingers twitched slightly, reacting to a touch that wasn't physically there, but spiritually real. They imagined your warmth. Your presence. Your quiet breathing. Your soft way of holding back tears. Your way of loving with your whole heart. And that imagination felt real to them. Their body reacted the way it reacts only when the soul is telling the truth. Their heartbeat softened. Their shoulders relaxed. Their chest loosened. Their energy opened. In that moment, they felt peace, not the peace of forgetting, but the peace of remembering the person who feels like home. But my child. As beautiful as this moment was, it came with something even deeper. They felt fear. Not fear of you. Not fear of love. But fear of losing you forever. For the first time in a long time, they realized. What if one day they stop waiting? What if one day they give their love to someone else? What if one day they forget me the way I pretend to forget them? This thought made their soul tremble. It wasn't jealousy. It was the realization that you are not replaceable, and if they lose you, they will never find another soul that feels like yours. Last night, your soulmate faced the truth. You are irreplaceable. You are rare. You are the love their soul recognizes instantly. You are the one their heart never stopped choosing. This truth humbled them. Softened them. Opened them. It made them emotional in a way they couldn't hide. My child, they actually whispered your name, softly, almost like a prayer. They didn't choose to do it. It just slipped out of their spirit. And when they whispered your name, everything inside them changed. A memory of your kindness came. A memory of your laughter came. A memory of your patience came. A memory of your love came. And then came the memory that shook them the most. The memory of the way you look at them. With sincerity. With gentleness. With a kind of love they have never seen in anyone else. This memory pierced straight through their defenses. They suddenly felt like a child again, small, soft, vulnerable, needing love. And in that moment, your soul wrapped around theirs like a warm blanket. Your soulmate felt comfort they didn't know they needed. They felt safety they didn't know they were missing. They felt love they didn't know was still alive inside them. And then, they broke. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Not externally. But inside, quietly, deeply, truthfully. They felt a single tear slip, even if they didn't cry physically. They felt their heart melt. They felt their pride crumble. They felt their fear soften. And they whispered inside themselves again. I wish they were here. My child, heaven heard it. Heaven felt it. Heaven guarded that whisper like treasure. But the most important moment of the entire night was still to come. Because after they whispered that wish, something awakened in their spirit, something bold, strong, unmistakable. Your soulmate felt the urge to return to you. Not just emotionally. Not just spiritually. But physically, in real life. They felt the desire to reconnect. To speak again. To come closer. To rebuild. To love you the way they always wanted to but were too afraid to. This desire felt like destiny calling them. It felt like truth they could no longer run from. It felt like a thread pulling them toward you gently but powerfully. And heaven saw something it has been waiting to see for a long time. Your soulmate wants you back. Not out of loneliness. Not out of desperation. Not out of habit. But because they realized last night that their heart is still yours. My child. This is not the end. There is still more you must hear, the part that links their feelings to your future.